Lovely listeners, once again, good afternoon to you, wherever that you may find yourself along the globe. You are welcome on board on the CTEC Agri Tele with a wonderful program called Personality Profile. And this particular program has brought us to Pong Balishi, getting close to Dodua. I'm talking about Pong Balishi because we have other Balishi, as you are aware. But we are at Pong Balishi, close to Dodua, at the residence of Mr. Ernest Lee. The residence of Mr. Ernest Lee. He's also called Nana Sankara, so that's a local name, probably he has taken. Later we get time to him and he will explain why he got that name. First, let me thank the Barrister Logistics, then of course CTEC Agri, then CTEC Transport, and of course Engostra Group of Companies, and lastly Christ Standard International School. They are my proud sponsors of this wonderful show, Personality Profile. Once again, my name is Collins. Feel free to call me Don Colinto. Let me also acknowledge my technician of the day, that is Mr. Mills. He's doing marvelously. We're making sure you have a sound, picture, and video quality. So wherever that you find yourself, you just come and enjoy yourself this particular afternoon. Alright, so Samuel Aliasu is the executive producer who also makes sure that all the other things surrounding this particular program get done properly. So Samuel, wherever that you are, good afternoon to you. And of course, Mr. Alex Kwekutete, President and founder of Citizen Eye Ghana, good afternoon to you, sir. Wherever that you are, I say thank you very much for giving us this opportunity to be here. So ladies and gentlemen, like I said earlier on, we are at the residence of Mr. Ernest Lee with me. So, Nana, good afternoon to you.
Good afternoon.
Oh, Nanya, you see, viewers, he has started with the P language. That tells you he's really doing well in the country. Okay, so let me just give you a bit profile of Mr. Ernest Lee, also known as Nana Sankara. The rest, I will leave it for him to tell us a lot about himself. Well, Nana Sankara is from, in fact, he's from Jamaica. Let me put it in that context. He's from Jamaica, but he was born in the United Kingdom, UK, as you all normally shorten it. Now, Nana had his education, everything, I mean, right from the primary school to the tertiary institution, all in the United Kingdom. But fortunately enough for us as Ghanaians, he is here. So this is one of the main reasons why we say Ghanaians are hospitable. So Nana is feeling comfortable here because remember earlier on, he even introduced himself and even just said the whole thing in the Chi language. That means Nana is doing really well. There is something here I can see from his profile here. In fact, he's a teacher. He teaches African history, then hieroglyphics. Today we're going to tell us a bit about hieroglyphics. Yes, it's a very interesting thing. In fact, let me leave the rest for him to tell. So Nana, when we say Mr. Ernest Mr. Ernest Lee, that means Nana Sankara. Later we come to that one too.
Sure.
Who is Nana Sankara? Who is Mr. Ernest Lee? Just tell us about yourself.
Good afternoon to all your viewers. And thank you, Nana, for this opportunity to share the microphone and my experience with you. Okay, basically, my birth name is Ernest Lee. Okay. And I was the first child of my father, so I was named the same as him.
Oh, okay.
So my family knows me as Junior.
Wow.
And
wow. Wonderful.
He was the senior. Sadly, he's passed away for many years now.
May his soul rest in perfect peace.
Yeah. Both my parents were born in Jamaica. I was born in the UK with 5 other siblings.
I see.
And I was schooled in England, in London. Okay. Primary school, secondary school. Wow. I wasn't great at school, especially secondary school. But soon after leaving, I began work full time, and then from there, my adult life took off.
You passed through the life of metamorphosis.
Yes, from the conveyor belt of school into the world of work, which helped my mom and 6 children to also, who were behind me, to come up and have their opportunities as well. I became a father around 21. I have 2 girls, Nicola and Imani, who both live in the UK. And my journey to Ghana really began in my mid-30s while I was watching Roots for the second time.
That particular movie. Yes.
So my journey began asking my mom more information about my ancestors, who were grandparents, great-grandparents, and that led me to find a black bookshop in the UK, which I never heard of up until the time I began searching.
I see.
And then that led me to find, or I was introduced to some history, but black history.
Right.
Which again, going through the school system in the UK, we were never taught anything about African history or the black person's contribution to civilization.
That's right.
We were never taught about that. So I bought a book called The Black Man and the Nile Valley Family by Yosef Ben Jochanan. And that, I opened the book and the information in there was giving me something completely new that I'd never heard about, read about before. And then that began my deeper search into understanding history, but also our contribution as black people's contribution to history. And then that led me really down working more in my community outside of the 9 to 5. I joined the Pan-African organization.
That's right.
We began holding lectures, monthly lectures. We began training individuals to go out and teach the same information I was now learning. And we also started a school which is called Nubia. It's still going in the UK in South London. And we created our own curriculum. So even though we have English, maths, science, etc., but what we did was we brought in the African or black contribution to those particular subjects. So for instance, architecture, building and design.
That's right.
We can go to ancient Kemet, which is known as Egypt, to find constructions being built on the continent. Now we have an individual called Imhotep, which is the first multi-genius on the planet, who was an architect, he was a doctor, he was a prime minister, all wrapped up in one, and he designed the step pyramid, which is still standing. So what we did was we basically showed our children our contributions in these subject areas, basically. So all of that then basically led me to looking at my Jamaican roots and understanding that our Jamaican roots really consisted of predominantly African roots, as well as the Carib Indians and the Arawak Indians and the Tano Indians who lived on the island, but with the transatlantic slave trade bringing in Africans from Ghana, from Nigeria, and from Central Africa as well, into Jamaica, then that got me interested in what was my connection to that.
That's right.
One of my sisters who follows me was sometimes being stopped in London by Ghanaian elders asking her if she was Ghanaian because she had a typical...
that kind of characteristics.
Yes. So then that led me to question some of my family members, my aunts and uncles, who then began telling me stories of having Ghanaian links basically in our ancestors. So that led me to always wanting to come to Ghana, and which I finally got a chance to come in the year 2000.
Oh, the year
was my
2000.
first visit to Ghana.
Wow, wow.
And I was,
congratulations. All right.
while I was happy, I was disappointed. I was disappointed because
yes,
everything that I saw in Ghana exists in Jamaica.
wow.
Your trotro, private taxi, zinc roof, shanty towns, or the poor areas, the rich areas, potholes.
Almost similar. So
everything. So I was like, where is Africa?
Okay.
Because what I was seeing was what I saw in Jamaica, basically.
That's right.
So after about a week, I then began traveling around, and then it's like, okay, the language, the food, the different cultures,
stuff, yes,
the different ethnic groups, and then I began to appreciate more.
Wow, wow,
Yeah.
wow. That's interesting. Okay, viewers, you are still watching Personality Profile on CTech Agri Tele, and of course today we are here with Mr. Ernest Lee, who is also known as Nana Sankara. We are in his residence, of course, having this kind of chit-chat